We continue the events of the previous movie with the Justice League attacking the Shadow Demon. It grows in armor as it adapts to their attacks. Meanwhile, Kara has torched off Monitor after she had been brainwashed. Monitor emits a beam of energy and is lifted into the air before vanishing into a ball of light. The ship shoots off multiple energy beams that erase all of the Earths. The Anti-Monitor charges up one final attack before suddenly everything disappears. The Earths begin to appear in another realm of existence, as well as the Monitor platform. A ship roams through as the heroes try to find Wonder Woman. They've been searching for months and have finally found her. They bring her back and she is frozen. After Superman uses his heat vision to unfreeze Herm, she's alive. Later, Wonder Woman says that 1 billion people died around her and starts crying. They give her a recap of what happened. They're in a dimension called the Bleed, which exists outside of the multiverse. They have little hope, but they're alive in this realm. It is hidden from Anti-Monitor, but it is unstable. Disasters are happening everywhere, and resources are scarce. They reunite with Aquaman, who is handling the water shortages. Michael explains that Monitor powered up the planets to travel when he died, and they all look down on Supergirl. At Earth 1, the heroes arrive to reunite with everyone else. They hear a growling in the distance beyond the energy beams suddenly. Dinosaurs begin to come out from there. The dinosaurs cause mayhem as the timelines seem to crash into each other. People panic and try to run, and Black Canary saves one of them before Green Arrow helps out. As they chat, more arrive, but Black Canary screeches them out. Superman flies around more of them, while Wonder Woman lassos a T-Rex. Aquaman saves a woman before Lois Lane intervenes. Aquaman calls for Cthulhu and grabs it. Superman goes to help another Superman as they work together to take out the flying dinos. Wonder Woman continues to lasso the T-Rex until she is able to ride it Red Dead Redemption style. Green Arrow cleans the last of them before asking Black Canary out. Wonder Woman arrives at the scene, but they hear more rumbling in the distance, and more of them come out. This time, armored vehicles come out as well. This is like Jumanji.
I'm not gonna make it!
The dinos are obliterated by army men who appear to have come straight out of Vietnam. Lois Lane keeps trying to collect stories and is being as annoying as possible. Suddenly, everyone and everything returns through the barrier to go back in time. We're not sure what is going on at this point. We're as confused as you are. On Earth 10, dinos still run rampant. The Joker and Two-Face watch in amusement. Lex Luthor and the Injustice League gather around counting the number of deaths. They seem to enjoy the catastrophes happening, but Poison Ivy warns that everyone is going to die, including them. Joker makes fun of her, and she tries to attack him, but Lex stops her. He explains that he has a card that, if played correctly, will save everyone. He makes his way to the Psycho Pirate, having somehow captured him, and tortures him. Lex tells him that he needs a favor, and tells him to call the Anti-Monitor. Meanwhile, the Bat family is monitoring the city. They're looking for a group of Nazis who someone ended up here. The Nazis are armed with rogue weapons, but the Bat family starts taking them out one by one. There is a Nazi Bane that Robin fights, but he overdoses and explodes before Robin cleans out the rest. The fighting continues as Batman lays the law, but Batman is hit with the fear toxin that makes him see things. He wakes up to the storyline in Warworld where Barry tells him to go back to the beginning. The rest of the family calls for help, but there is a situation on the satellite. They're transported back and Batgirl is talking to Power Girl about her past. She's trying to comfort Power Girl, but she knows that this is her fault. Suddenly, the alarm starts sounding as energy spikes are off the charts. Lex suddenly arrives and tells them that the Bleed is ripping apart. Earth 146 is where the rip is, and it is Aquaman's home. Something creeps out and releases antimatter. Michael tries to send help, and Aquaman tells him to send him home. The antimatter gets released, but Michael doesn't want to send him, but he reluctantly does. Aquaman arrives there to be with his family as the wave approaches, and the Earth is engulfed by it before the hand goes back to where it came from. Batman then wakes up on the satellite. He wanders around, and a doctor comes in when he was trying to hide from her. He's been out for 10 days, and he's told that the Anti-Monitor found them and destroyed 4 more Earths. Batman remembers that he saw Barry, and he asks for Dr. Fate. The heroes go to Dr. Fate, and Batman tells them what he saw on Warworld. They're not sure if what he saw is real, and that's where Dr. Fate comes in. He works his magic and proves that it is real, but then he gets overcome and crumbles. Dr. Fate says that Barry was trying to give them an answer, which Barry said lies in the beginning. They need to go back in time, but there are no more time travelers. Green Lantern says of his encounter with John Constantine, who was there before the creation of the multiverse. They decide to track him down. Naturally, Constantine is at a bar in Earth 18, drinking himself away. Constantine is annoying the men at the bar, and they exchange tricks. Before things escalate, Batman intervenes with the rest of the team behind him. The people suddenly get a funny idea to start trouble and surround them. Everyone readies their weapon, and it looks to be a Wild West showdown, but Dr. Fate transforms their weapons into beer. They still attack anyway, and a brawl breaks out, but it doesn't last long. A bullet pierces a beer container and it turns out to be Batlash. Wonder Woman is surprised to see him and visibly affected, as the one she knew died. They clear the bar and grab Constantine to talk. Dr. Fate cooks up a spell to sober him up, and Constantine remembers Nabu. Dr. Fate says that he is older than the multiverse itself, but Constantine only remembers his name. On Earth 2, everything is falling apart as the ground splits in two. Black Canary saves a couple, while the Flash is saving whoever he can. The whole world is shaking, and Aquaman puts out a fire. A rift opens up and Anti-Monitor creeps through. The heroes try to attack him, but he wipes them out with one shot. He turns his attention to the Earth and sends another wave its way, which wipes it out. The Anti-Monitor leaves as the heroes are broken up after what happened, and the rift closes. The team is suspicious that someone from the inside is leaking out their locations to the Anti-Monitor, and naturally, everyone suspects Lex. They accuse him of somehow contacting the Anti-Monitor, but he laughs it off. Meanwhile, Dr. Fate is working some magic to bring up Constantine's lost memories. They all hold hands and Dr. Fate speaks a spell that connects Batman's mind and Constantine's. Inside, Batman finds Spectre and is taken to a broken world. He is at the Teen Titans headquarters, and everyone is grieving. That Earth had been invaded and conquered by Darkseid. They watch another Constantine who makes the Flash go back in time to rewrite history. The Flash sets off, and that is presumably what started everything. Back on the satellite, Lex is still arguing with the team over what happened. Lex tells him that he contacted the Anti-Monitor to try and find out any weakness on him, and that's how he got through. But he has a plan though. Suddenly, the Anti-Monitor returns, just as Batman and Constantine get to Apocalypse. They see Flash eliminating Darkseid and his army before the invasion. They can see those memories because Constantine put a piece of his soul with him. Meanwhile, another Earth gets wiped out before Anti-Monitor leaves. Lex uses this to study the Anti-Monitor, but the heroes are troubled by Lex's actions. Lex explains that he is just like the Shadow Demons, and he is susceptible to light attacks. The only thing strong enough to damage him is the sun, hundreds of suns at a time. The only being able to harness all those suns is Superman. He needs to become All-Star Superman. Lois Lane is unhappy with this as they all say that Superman won't survive, but Superman is willing to pay the price to save billions. The Flash gets to Darkseid's throne and finds him as an infant child. He knows what he has to do.
Back in time, why don't we just find baby Thanos, and...
Darkseid was engineered to be one of the immovable pillars of the multiverse, so the only time he could have been removed was as an infant. Barry hesitates to do what is necessary, but Constantine knows this would happen. The spell he put on Flash already did the job by itself without him knowing. Back to Superman. He is flying straight into the sun, but then Supergirl beats him to the race, saying that it must be her since she's responsible for killing Monitor, and that she is stronger than Superman. He tries to follow her, but Adam stops him, telling him that Anti-Monitor is back. He rips through the void once again, but Supergirl is being supercharged as we speak. All the heroes gather around him and begin to focus their attacks, hoping to give Supergirl a chance by breaking his armor. Superman joins the assault, but it's not working. Lex orders them to deactivate the satellite, but it's the Anti-Monitor talking through him. Supergirl turns Super Saiyan and heads over to join the attack on the Anti-Monitor. Lex begs Superman to deactivate the towers, and they do as he says. While that is happening, Dr. Fate wraps up his magic trick, and Batman returns with Constantine. Suddenly, they see a glowing green as all the Earths go back where they came from. Anti-Monitor begins charging up to target Earth 16, and the heroes give up hope, but not today. Turns out, It was Martian Manhunter controlling Lex, and he turned Warworld into a weapon. He had help from the older Constantine, but the Anti-Monitor is still there. Suddenly, Superman gets an idea. Jon Stewart watches as his Lantern brothers arrive. They are a few of his recruits. The Green Lantern Corps was reborn. On Earth 10, Psycho Pirate is needed. As that is happening, the Anti-Monitor sends a wave toward Warworld, but the Green Lanterns open up a dam to block it, and it works. Meanwhile, Psycho Pirate is given an impossible task. Supergirl arrives at the scene glowing like an angel. Her body is going to die soon, but she doesn't care. She bids Superman goodbye, and Psycho Pirate begins connecting everyone's emotions. And we mean everyone. Every single living being connected their emotions to charge up Warworld. The Anti-Monitor charges up another attack, and Martian Manhunter begins charging up his own attack. Both attacks collide, but Warworld wins, and the Anti-Monitor is finally hit. Psycho Pirate crumbles, but cracks a smile. As the Anti-Monitor recharges, Supergirl slips inside and self-destructs inside him, and he appears to explode. In the aftermath, Superman collects Supergirl's body and takes her back to Warworld. All the heroes gather around and give their respects, as she was the entire universe's savior. Superman is in tears as he lays her body down, but Lois comforts him. Constantine and Batman then interrupt and warn everyone of something much worse coming. Batman says that the reason there are parallel worlds is because of a mistake. There was an original Earth before all of this, where Constantine came from, one that was destroyed by Darkseid. Constantine used Barry to try and destroy him to save the Earth, but Darkseid must exist. His removal shattered realities, and this caused the creation of the multiverse. Infinite Earths, but the universe wasn't designed for this. The multiverse is a cancer, and reality must collapse. The Anti-Monitor was the antibody for this cancer, and there is never just one. They look through the monitor and find tens of thousands of Anti-Monitors. The heroes are divided as they begin to lose hope. Batgirl says that Supergirl told her of a miracle machine that can create anything you think of, and it was hidden in a pocket dimension. They suggest Nightshade can do it, and Martian Manhunter takes her there. They teleport to nowhere. In the distance, they find what they're looking for, the miracle machine. It's been there for millions of years or even longer. They take the machine back, but they don't know what it is. Constantine comes up with a plan that no one's going to like. As that is happening, the Anti-Monitors attack one of the Earths. It is a classic Justice League universe that gets deleted, but they won't stop there. Constantine says that they will erase reality and start from scratch. He proposes using the machine to build only one singular universe. Every variation would be fused into one prime character. Superman says that they must not give up on all the worlds, but Lois reminds him that his own father sacrificed his planet to save one person. Michael thinks the machine is dead, but Green Lantern says it just needs a recharge, but it does not run on willpower. Martian Manhunter says that it is in sleep mode, and Constantine says that it requires a sacrifice. Everyone looks at Lex, and Constantine begins a ritual, but it doesn't work. It doesn't accept his sacrifice, and Dr. Fate says that it needs more. Just then, another Earth is attacked. We go back to the Batman animated series, with Kevin Conroy. He fights the Joker as the world is ending. It is typical that they spend it together. Before they get erased, Kevin Conroy goes out being Batman, a fitting tribute to a legend. As the satellite is about to be erased, the heroes spend their last moments together. Adam Strange is asked to move Warworld out of harm's way, but they can't. Wonder Woman offers her immortal life to the machine. Superman objects and offers himself. I object! But he is mortal. Wonder Woman says it must be her, and now the wave gets nearer. They have no choice but to accept, and Wonder Woman gets to the machine. She activates her lasso, and then the machine wakes up. A bright flash appears and shows them this new universe, but Wonder Woman is gone. The Spectre arrives, and Superman steps through. One by one, the heroes follow to this new world, including the Joker. The final Superman steps through, followed by the Bat family. Batman is hesitant to go through, but he's given a word of encouragement. Martian Manhunter bids Batman farewell, and they finally step through. Earth 10 is swallowed, as Psycho Pirate is finally at peace. Constantine doesn't go through, and is sure he's going to hell. The Spectre offers him hope for a change, as everything ends. After this is all over, a young Wonder Woman is playing around on her home island. This time, she is not immortal. The world is finally at peace. This was the end of the Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline. It is one of the best stories that we've ever seen. Every single hero from every single universe gathered in one place and time and worked together to save the multiverse. We saw characters that we never thought we'd see. Best of all, we watch the final performance and a fitting tribute to the legend that is Kevin Conroy. May he rest in peace.
I am vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman!
Well, this brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. And tell me what you think about this film. Were you surprised that the Flash didn't appear in this film? What do you think of the final conclusion of the story? Was this a proper farewell to Kevin Conroy? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.